Attention, passionate Cleveland Browns fans, this is not a drill. There's a seismic shift underway in the AFC North, and it could reshape the Browns' path to the Super Bowl, a shakeup that might derail a division rival and catapult Cleveland straight into contender status. But before we break it all down, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with every diehard Browns fan you know. Let's hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone together and keep this community rolling strong. Now, let's talk Cleveland. Because something is brewing in Berea, the Browns aren't just making noise. They're building a roster that looks ready to challenge the power structure of the AFC. The combination of veteran leadership, emerging young stars, and calculated roster moves has fans buzzing. And after seasons of frustration, there's finally a sense that the franchise is aligning for a serious playoff push. Let's rewind the tape. Last year, the Browns flashed serious potential. Quarterback Deshaun Watson, despite years of off-field headlines and inconsistent play, began to settle into the system. The offense started clicking. The defense, led by Myles Garrett, brought relentless pressure. But the issue? Inconsistency. Week to week, fans didn't know which Browns team would show up. That's why every offseason move counts. And that brings us to a name turning heads across the NFL, Deontay Johnson. Once a star for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Johnson had the route running, the hands, the burst. On paper, an elite wide receiver. But on the field and in the locker room, let's just say it's complicated. After growing frustrated with his role in Pittsburgh, Johnson was traded to the Panthers, then bounced to the Ravens and Texans in rapid succession. He made headlines, not for touchdowns, but for complaints about his targets, his role, even the weather. Neither Baltimore nor Houston kept him past 2024. Johnson himself called it a humbling experience. Now he's a free agent, battling not just for a roster spot, but for his NFL future. Why does this matter to Cleveland? Because the Browns are facing a wide receiver shortage of their own. After trading Amari Cooper to Buffalo for a third-round pick, the Browns are missing that dependable, veteran presence. Cooper, even at 30, put up over 1,250 yards and 5 touchdowns last season. And while he's currently unsigned, Cleveland insiders suggest a reunion isn't out of the question. But imagine this. What if Johnson could be that guy? If he can shed the drama, buy into the team-first mentality, and regain his elite form, he could be the X factor the Browns desperately need. Let's not forget, Cleveland's offense showed real chemistry when Joe Flacco took the reins late last season. If Flacco wins the starting job in camp, and there's a real shot he might, his veteran poise and connection with a savvy receiver like Cooper or even a focused Johnson could elevate the passing attack to dangerous levels. NFL insider Logan Ulrich has pointed out that Cleveland's receiver depth is shallow. Cooper's return makes sense, but if Johnson's mind is right, he could offer explosiveness and a chip on his shoulder. Exactly the kind of fire this offense needs. And it's not just about names, it's about culture. Kevin Stefanski's coaching staff is putting a premium on discipline, accountability, and team chemistry. That's the formula. Talent alone isn't enough, not in a division as cutthroat as the AFC North. It's about grinding, believing, and playing for the guy next to you. Johnson's future hinges on one thing: buying in. Mary Kay Cabot, a Cleveland sports legend, has said it best. Johnson needs to come into camp humble, coachable, and locked in. Otherwise, he's done. No more second chances, no more excuses. Meanwhile, Cleveland is preparing for multiple scenarios. Cedric Tillman is developing into a real contributor. The offensive line is stout, and with Watson getting more comfortable, there's serious upside. His mobility, his arm talent, if they align with smart decision-making, the Browns could be lethal on offense. Then there's the defense. Myles Garrett is still a wrecking ball. Denzel Ward leads a talented secondary. The new defensive schemes are built to force turnovers and disrupt timing. If the defense holds the line and the offense finds rhythm, Cleveland isn't just a playoff team. They're a problem. Of course, no season is predictable. Injuries, egos, and the grind of a 17-game schedule test even the strongest locker rooms. But the Browns have something they haven't had in years: hope grounded in real potential. This team isn't chasing flash. They're building grit, strategic draft picks, calculated free agent signings, a commitment to character. The Browns aren't trying to catch lightning in a bottle. They're crafting a roster that can compete now and sustain success for years.